Hi, thanks for joining me again on My Child Astrology. I'm Cameron, I'm a mom and an astrologer, and I'm here to help you better understand your child by getting to know their birth chart. Today we're going to go over the significance of each planet as well as the meaning of the ascendant. This is foundational knowledge that we will build on as we go through the planets and ascendant in all 12 signs. So let's start with the ascendant, as it is the gateway of the birth chart, the cusp of the first house. The ascendant is determined by the exact moment of our birth, the moment we emerged from our mother's body and took our first breath. It's the moment that our life on earth begins, so I like to think of it as our earth sign. Also known as our rising sign, our ascendant signifies the moment we take physical form. So it is the embodiment of who we are, and we embody the traits of our ascendant sign and element. Because it represents our physical body, it shows what most people see first about us, our exterior self. Some say it's the mask of personality and the way we interact with the outer world. Sometimes we seem more like our rising sign than our sun sign even. This is because we express our personality from this place. So aspects between our ascendant and personal planets, particularly the sun, can show how harmonious or authentic our expression is to who we really are. Because we are embodied through our ascendant, it can influence our physical appearance and energy level. In general, fire sign rising gives high energy and dynamic, actionable nature, enthusiastic and passionate. Fire signs may be prone to physical ailments with sudden onset and quick resolutions. Fevers and rashes are not uncommon to them, as fire brings heat to the system. Earth on the ascendant is practical, grounded, and more cautious, potentially stubborn. The body processes things more slowly, and recovery may take longer. The exception to this is Virgo, whose ruler Mercury runs energy through the nervous system more quickly. Virgo, being the most mental of the earth signs, may seem more like air. Air sign rising are bright and communicative, often busy and with a faster metabolism. They may be so much in their heads that they are not as grounded in their physical body, so psychological issues may be more apparent or the cause of physical maladies. Finally, water sign ascendant are the most physically impressionable. They are very affected by their environment and the emotional undercurrents around them. They are the most absorbent of all the rising signs and need to strengthen their immunity and physical boundaries with solitude to reclaim their own energy. They need to rest and recharge more than the other elements. For any of you that are familiar with the Ayurvedic doshas, air is Vata, fire is Pitta, earth and water are Kapha. Understanding your child's ascendant is an important part of knowing how to meet their physical needs and teach them how to tune into their body and work with their energy levels. In an upcoming episode, we will take a deeper dive into the ascendant through each sign, as well as the significance of the planetary ruler of the ascendant. Next up is the sun sign, generally considered the most important since all of the other planets revolve around it. Basic astrology only considers a person's sun sign because it is the brightest light in our chart. So the sun shows up the most and is a dominant energy for your child. It represents our conscious self and ego identity, our will and our drive. It is how we express ourselves and shine our light in the world. The sun will also tell you about your child's vitality and energy level and their sense of individuality. And in traditional astrology, the sun also represents the father or important male figures in a child's life. The sun's position and planetary aspects will tell you a lot about how and where your child's true self shines, as well as any challenges to self-esteem and authentic self-expression. Check out my episodes detailing the sun through each of the 4 elements and 12 signs. I will be doing the same kind of breakdown for all of the personal planets and the ascendant. Our next extremely important luminary is the moon. Since the moon reflects the light of the sun's awareness, it represents our unconscious. The moon is our emotional self and shows our deepest needs. It's the private inner self that creates our subconscious reactions to things. It shows our self-protective tendencies and how we use our instincts to create a feeling of security for ourselves. It is subjective and not rational, the psychological id part of ourselves that can't necessarily be reasoned with. The moon is connected to our mother, who is usually the one who feeds us and uses her instincts to tune into our unspoken needs. Because it is the most tender, vulnerable part of ourself, our sense of safety, security, and satisfaction are all related to the moon sign, house, and aspects. Understanding your child's moon sign is crucial to their emotional development and will help you to better meet their needs and understand why they have certain reactions to things. Another very important thing to note about the moon, it will show the child's experience and perception of mom. You may be trying to do everything right and still have a child that perceives you as difficult. Challenging aspects to your child's moon may cast you in a role that doesn't make sense to you. It's incredibly humbling, and one of the many ways our children will show us that they are autonomous beings with their own free will. We can do our best to guide and shape them, but their path is uniquely theirs to walk. If your child has a negatively aspected moon, take heart in knowing that all hard aspects give an opportunity for healing and growth. That is their main function, actually, and we'll explore it more deeply when we learn about the specific aspects. But in general, difficult aspects create discomfort, which pushes us to make changes that produce growth. Easy aspects can cause complacency and therefore less growth. So if your child has a challenged moon, you will be wise to let yourself be humbled and find the growth opportunities it presents for both of you in this lifetime. Next up is Mercury, the planet closest to the Sun. Because it stays close to the Sun, it has three options. It will be in the preceding sign, the same sign as the Sun, or the following sign. Mercury is such an important planet because it shows how we process information and how we perceive the world. It's our attitude and the thoughts which shape our reality. Our Mercury shows how we communicate and also how we receive and digest information. It shows how we learn. Mercury's element is very significant to how a child learns. Knowing it can really help engage their minds and find the best way for information to land. Mercury is most at home in the air signs. There's a natural curiosity and the ability to understand concepts. They can learn by reading or listening to a lecture and usually make good students. For Earth sign Mercury, you need to make the information practical or physically relevant. These kids are tactile and learn by doing. Don't tell them what the turtle shell is made of. They want to touch it and hold it. Theoretical information may not always find a place to land with these kids. They communicate in a basic and deliberate way, usually without much flair. Mercury struggles a bit in water signs because information is processed through the emotional body and weighed against their instincts. These kids are more likely to believe what feels right rather than blindly accept stone-cold facts. Cancer and Scorpio may treat new information with a bit of suspicion, whereas Pisces will gather it voraciously. Pisces are usually open to it all and have almost a catalog-like brain. Their challenge is to discern and digest without overwhelming themselves. Considering how water moves, their communication style may be reticent, oblique, creative, or gushing. Fire sign Mercury sparks an enthusiastic intellect. They are usually passionate about learning, but may be blunt and rash in their communications. Fire and air may naturally tend toward a more positive outlook on life, whereas earth and water may be more inhibited in their sense of possibility. As with any of the planets, the aspects to and the house position of your child's Mercury will complete the picture. Understanding how your child receives information and their mental perspective on life is crucial to knowing how best to communicate with them. Look for an upcoming episode where I will break down each Mercury placement in more detail. After Mercury comes Venus, known of course as the goddess of love. She smooths out the rough edges of life. Venus in your child's chart will show how they relate to others and their social graces or lack of. It shows what pleases them and their ability to experience pleasure in life. Venus is a receptive relationship planet, all about give and take. Challenging aspects to Venus can affect your child's ability to cooperate and find the balance between self and other. Because Venus rules both Libra and Taurus, it governs our finances and possessions as well. Our Venus sign, house, and aspects can tell us a lot about our financial style and life lessons associated with how we manage our resources. On the mundane level, it's our bank account. On the spiritual level, it's our values. What's important to your child? What do they hold most dear? How does their Venus show what they will prioritize? And finally, Venus shows how we give and receive affection. This is very important because what looks like affection to one person may not at all to another. Ask anyone with Venus in Virgo who expresses affection through helpful, constructive criticism how much other people appreciate that. And so Venus can show a person's best intentions and also how well those intentions are received by others. I will take a deep dive into Venus and the signs and elements soon. Keep an eye out for that episode. Meeting your child's Venus will go a long way towards smoothing out any rough edges between you. So now we charge ahead into Mars, the planet of war. If Venus is all about relating to others, Mars is purely about the self. It's the expression of personal will and how we assert our will. Mars shows how we go about getting what we want and how we take initiative and make things happen in our life. Mars would rather do than think. It's very pure, uncomplicated energy. Your child's Mars sign will show how they express their will, their motivation or lack of it. It will show their energy level and drive and how conducive their physical body is to moving that energy through. Difficult aspects to Mars can inhibit the dynamic movement of will, causing frustration and anger. Mars shows how your child expresses anger and whether they direct it outward or internalize it. We tend to pathologize anger, but it's a valid part of our human emotional palette. If we can face anger honestly, it has a lot to tell us. One of the most helpful things a therapist once said to me was that anger is a big no. He meant that anger shows us where our boundaries are. And that's really good information to have if we want to raise a child to have a healthy sense of boundaries. So let's try to diffuse anger by destigmatizing it. One who encroaches our boundaries takes away our personal will, and Mars operates through the will. An angry response attempts to harness our will back to ourselves. Looking at how Mars and Venus interact in your child's chart can show how we can use the gentle energies of Venus to mollify the intensity of Mars. These two planets also have a lot to do with courtship, mating, and the sex drive. So understanding how they operate in your child's chart can help you guide them through that unfolding of energies in their adolescent and teenage years. A deep dive episode on Mars is coming to the channel soon. Now we begin to move farther out into the solar system, away from the Sun and its closest orbits. Jupiter begins our expansion into the vast, hardly known. Unlike the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, Jupiter spends a whole year in its sign. This means that your child may have the same Jupiter sign as their classmates, which begins to bring collective energy into the chart. It's where we begin to open up to that which lies beyond our immediate self. Jupiter is known as the greater benefic. It's considered to be good luck. It brings us more, but also makes us want more. So it can be kind of a double-edged sword. It's expansion versus excess, and your child's Jupiter sign, house aspects, and position will show how and where they seek to expand their life experience. It will show their sense of faith, potential, and possibility. It's their belief in the goodness of life, the part of them that trusts that things will turn out all right. Challenging aspects can give a tendency to excess depending on the other planets involved. A well-navigated Jupiter can give your child bravery, but when adversely aspected can make a person foolhardy. Sometimes Jupiter can cause excessive faith that makes us leap without knowing how to land. Our next outer planet is Saturn. Quite the opposite of Jupiter's expansion, Saturn constricts and restrains. Saturn is an incredibly important planetary influence that we will be discussing a lot. It stays in a sign for about 2.5 years, so many of your child's peers will have the same Saturn sign. However, the house position and aspects to personal planets will be unique to your child and tell us a lot about how they deal with Saturn, so to speak. If Jupiter is our sense of possibility and how to grow beyond our limits, Saturn is the reality check. Saturn gives us form and structure. This stabilizes us, of course, but it also limits us. A helpful way to understand the energy of Saturn is to know that it rules our bones and skeletal system. Our skeleton gives our body its foundational structure. It protects our organs and gives our muscles the frame upon which to operate. Our bones keep us upright, but they limit us to a certain range of movement. Unless you're a Cirque du Soleil performer or an Olympic athlete, your skeleton will only allow you a limited range of movement. Of course, the acrobats and gymnasts have been able to push their bodies beyond normal limits, but only through very hard work and dedication. So Saturn rewards hard work. It demands it, but also delivers tangible results to those who rise to the challenges it presents. Saturn requires that we practice until practice makes perfect. Saturn in your child's chart will show the things that don't come easily. It will show where their energy is inhibited somehow, where they feel limited in life. Saturn gives us the hard-earned lessons that, looking back, we did not enjoy. But once the lesson is learned and integrated, we are stronger and more solid because of it. So Saturn is sometimes referred to as the Lord of Karma. It makes our weak spots, uncomfortable enough to make us push through the limits it has imposed. Understanding how Saturn functions in your child's chart will alert you to their inhibitions and insecurities. And with that understanding, you can help them to grow in the ways that Saturn will demand. One last thing I want to mention is that Saturn impacts all of us every 7 years as it moves through its 28-year cycle through the chart. These phases will correspond with big growth and often greater responsibility. So be aware that ages 7, 14, 21, and 28 will bring challenges and lessons that lead your child into a new level of maturity. We will be talking a lot about the transits of Saturn in future episodes. Continuing even farther out into the solar system, we reach our collective experience planets of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. These are also referred to as the transpersonal planets because they stay in a sign for long enough to shape overall trends in society. Starting with Uranus, which stays for 7 to 8 years in a sign, we find the energy of innovation. This planet's energy keeps us moving forward by breaking the mold and making us all collectively readjust. Have you noticed that every 7 years or so there is some new technological advance, and we see that people either resist or embrace it? If the majority of society embraces it, we have a new technology that creates a new standard for the collective. Think about how hard it would be to not have a smartphone right now. Everyone does, and everyone sort of expects you to. Uranus rules technology, which, simply defined, is using knowledge to create tools to make life easier. The invention of the wheel is one of the most life-changing first known technologies. The sign Uranus was in at your child's birth will reflect changes and breakthroughs happening in society at that point in time. It points to the collective experience that will impact your child's early life, and its house position can tell us where there's a need to break from the norm and challenge tradition. Uranus can be disruptive, bringing surprises and sudden changes in this area of life. Where Uranus makes direct contact with one of your child's personal planets or ascendant, we will see that planet's expression become less predictable, a little rebellious, erratic, yet quite possibly genius. It's not comfortable being outside the box, and these kids may feel like misfits. But the reward of not conforming is a spirit of individualism and the ability to be true to oneself. Moving on to Neptune, we go a bit deeper into the collective unconscious. Neptune takes about 14 years to transit a sign, subtly shaping the spiritual ideals of society. It influences our yearnings and ideals, while also creating illusions and blind spots. Neptune energy is best understood in hindsight, when its fog has lifted and we can see the lessons more clearly. So Neptune in your child's chart can show where there's a tendency to become confused, unclear, idealistic, and disillusioned. Its house position will show the part of life where we experience uncertainty and have to use our intuition to find our way. Neptune energy being not quite of this world, the issues it creates can't be solved by earthly means. It's essentially where we have a longing for God. We must transcend it by connecting to something greater than ourselves. Some positive ways of transcending Neptune challenges are spirituality and religion, art and music, prayer and meditation. Self-destructive ways of coping with that longing is through substance use or abuse and other forms of escapism. Mental health issues can occur when the imaginative energy of Neptune causes a disconnection from tangible reality. Look at Neptune aspects to your child's personal planets to see where their potential blind spots are, to see the parts of life they idealize and so experience disappointment. Teaching them to tap into their intuition and imagination can help them navigate Neptune's challenges. Teaching self-compassion here is a must. Wherever this planet touches your child, it gives the ability to rise above and truly connect with their higher self. It can be where your child has heavenly experiences on earth, or spends his life yearning and searching for that feeling of connection. Our final planet, the farthest out and most mysterious, is Pluto. It is deep and unfathomable, representing things in our life that exist underneath the surface. Despite or because of being underneath the surface, Pluto energy is very powerful and exerts a strong influence over us. Pluto can stay in one sign for anywhere from 12 to 30 years and will be a major driver of societal changes along the themes of its sign. As I record this, Pluto has left Capricorn and is beginning its 20-year tour of Aquarius. Being that Pluto represents underground power that rises to the surface, we saw hierarchical top-down power systems and financial institutions exert great power from 2008 until 2024. Now with Pluto in Aquarius, the rumbling beneath the surface is that of the collective, and most astrologers agree that this next phase of society will see power returning to the people. There are many talented astrologers who correlate historical events with planetary transits if you're interested in this topic. But to bring Pluto back to the personal, its placement in your child's chart will show an aspect of their lives where they may encounter feelings of powerlessness. It can show the potential to have great extremes of experience and intensifies the house and planets it touches. Guiding your child through their Pluto lessons will be transformative for both of you. It can bring up themes of loss, pain, and letting go, and kick up the control issues that go along with that. We all know the phrase, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." As much as I don't want to apply that to my child's life, I know from my adult experience that the hardest things I've been through have shown me that I'm stronger than I realized. If we approach Pluto themes in our child's life in terms of becoming stronger as a result of pain, we can hopefully help them to find the silver linings. It can take a lifetime to navigate heavy Pluto energy, but the reward is depth of understanding, which can lead to true power in this area of life. So this just scratches the surface of what each planet represents in your child's chart. We will build on this foundational knowledge with a deeper discussion as we learn the art of interpretation. But the most beautiful discovery of all will be how your child uses his or her free will to express the energy of these planets. The ups and downs, joys and sorrows are a part of their soul's dance through life, and we are privileged to be a part of it. Stay tuned for our next series exploring your child's moon sign placement. If you enjoy this content and want to learn more, subscribe to the channel. Until next time.